Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about MW3, like the 2011 one, because recently, about a couple weeks ago, I think there was like a Gamescom or some kind of event like that. I don't think it was Gamescom. I don't think that's what it's called, but there was some kind of event like that where we had kind of heard like a rumor that Activision was going to announce something about a game that they were releasing, and everyone kind of just like immediately thought it was a Modern Warfare 3 remaster. And it turns out like nothing ended up happening. They didn't really announce anything. Matter of fact, I'm really not sure what they announced, but I know they didn't announce Modern Warfare 3 Remastered. But in today's video, I am disappointed that that didn't get announced. I don't think it ever will, and I don't think this game will ever be remade, along with many other of the COD games, like the glory days of COD. I don't think that honestly any of those games will ever get a remake unless like just Activision just like completely falls off. I just don't think it's gonna happen. So in today's video, I kind of wanted to just talk about Modern Warfare 3, the original one, and kind of like what I really liked about it and what I thought they did very well. First off, I guess we'll just kind of go through this like point by point. But first off, I want to touch on the camos. The gold camo in that game was just absolutely incredible. I mean, I think it looked like one of the best gold camos that we've ever had. Especially in 2011. Like, oh my goodness, that thing you got that thing on your MP7, your ACR, and you are rocking it nonstop. Along with, it had red tiger and blue tiger. Those camos are amazing and great too as well. It had a nice autumn camo. And then there was some other just like regular camos that you could get. There were also very good too. Like I don't think really any of the camos in this game were bad. If you play competitive, some of you guys probably don't even use camos. You just throw on the weapon and get to it, which is awesome at that. The second thing I guess I wanted to talk about was the weapons. I think that they did a really good job in this game with the weapons. I don't necessarily think that they're completely balanced. I obviously like the MP7 is the superior sub and the ACR is the superior AR. And me being a competitive player that I am, I mostly just run the like meta weapons in general. So I'm usually just running those the whole time, but I'll touch on a few others. I mean, this game had such iconic weapons too, like the Type 95, the PP90M1, which we've seen return before, but it doesn't have the same name. We've seen a lot of these weapons return before, but they don't have the same name. Another thing about this game and the weapons in it is if you look really closely on all of them, they all say Remington, which is, I'm assuming that back whenever this game came out, Activision somehow had the rights to use like Remington's name on the weapons, which I thought was really cool and you don't see nowadays. That's why none of the weapons are named the way they are. Like they're all whack job names that make no sense, and you can't name them after real weapons anymore. Unlike the old games where everything was basically named after a excuse me, everything was basically named after a real weapon. So I really like that aspect of it, just the fact that they could use like regular names and not have to make up some BS name to give to us for the weapons, like a bullfrog. Like, what is a bullfrog? You know what I mean? Another thing that this game had was 3 modes. Now, it didn't have zombies, of course, but it did have Spec Ops, which a lot of people I think like did enjoy that, although it was difficult. I played it a couple times growing up, but at the same time, like I didn't really understand it, I guess, and so I didn't enjoy Spec Ops as much. And I've always been a multiplayer guy, but I don't think that Spec Ops was a bad mode at all. And matter of fact, I thought it was honestly pretty good for what we had. And I know a lot of people were expecting zombies because we got it in BO1 and in World at War and a couple games before. But I think that like Spec Ops held it down for the year, and then of course we got BO2 after, so everybody was playing BO2 zombies, and um, MW3 and BO2 are my two favorite games. I think like 2011 and 2012, like those 2 years for COD for me was just like peak because my first game was MW3, and so I just got an Xbox around that time, and so like a lot of that is very nostalgic, and those two are like obviously my most played games by far. I mean, I played them for years. I think BO2's lifespan was like like 6 or 7 years to be honest, and MW3 as well. Like MW3 and BO2, those two games really lasted a long time. And nowadays, every COD just lasts about a year, pretty much the same exact life cycle. You don't really have a player base playing on it after. I mean, you have like a seldom few that you can find TDM in and stuff like that. But for the most part, most people move on to the new game nowadays, which is a little bit annoying, kind of like being a player that likes to go back to the old games myself. It is hard to find lobbies and stuff like that, but I mean, at the same time, like I understand people don't want to keep playing these repetitive old games. They want to move on to something new, and I think like with the attention span that kids have nowadays, like there's no way that they could go back to these old slower CODs because they just want to play these new twitchy, like fast paced, up in your face CODs. There's really no like there is skill to it, but it's not like it's not using your brain. You're mostly just like your skill is just movement, and like there is not really gun skill. Like I feel like mostly in the old CODs it's a lot of using your brain. You have to have the right placement, and in this game especially, like I love that. This is one of my favorite games to play for competitive as well. I think all of the maps in it are amazing. I literally just played Carbon the other day. Carbon is not the best map on the game, but it plays still like really well. Like even the bad maps on this game, I feel like somehow play really good. Or maybe it's just a nostalgia factor coming in for me, but to me it just feels like all of these maps play pretty well. I can't really think of a bad map. We had the two DLC maps, Erosion and Aground, that you could play on. Then we had the Face Off playlist, which was amazing. People don't play that anymore, but back in the day, that was an awesome playlist, and we don't have stuff like that anymore. They don't even release like weekend warfare stuff like that anymore, which would be so sick, and I know the community would definitely enjoy like a weekend warfare, a weekend playlist or something like that. I know they've added like snipers only and party games into these new ones, but it just doesn't hit the same as when you go back to MW3, put it in your Xbox, you load up and you hop onto the game. It just does not hit the same. I know I probably missed a lot of points in this video. I'm going to try and keep going a little bit. Another thing that I really enjoy is I think like the pace of the game is really well. I know I kind of touched on this a little bit with the weapons, but the pace of the game flows so good. And it is kind of like a remake of MW2, right? Like if you think of MW3, it's honestly just a remake of MW2, but better, like so much better. When you think of the new MW2 to the new MW3, like that's obviously a remake, but it's almost like you're just getting a DLC. Like it doesn't feel like a completely different game at all, but it just is so much. Like I don't know. Matter of fact, everybody, if you enjoy MW3, if MW3 is in your top 3 favorite games, please drop a like right now and leave a comment what your favorite map is on this game, please. I know I missed probably like 100 different topics, and I yapped for a long time. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 800 subs. I would appreciate it if you guys could help me get there. Next Friday, I'm going to try to come out with a video next Friday. So just be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.